Hello, CC families, and welcome to week 4 of Essentials of the English Language. This week we are going to be going back to our chart A, but zooming in on our part of speech, which is pronouns this week, and then the imperative purpose. Okay, so a pronoun is a noun in disguise, but that is just a cute way to remember it. Let's go and look at the actual definition of a pronoun. So a pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition.
A pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition. A pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition.
Okay, so let's look at the sentence, Rex barked. If we wanted to change our subject, Rex, into a pronoun, we would say he barked. Now, Rex is the antecedent. The antecedent is the noun that is being replaced by a pronoun. So in our sentence, Rex barked, the antecedent is Rex. Now, we replaced Rex with he, but why did I choose the pronoun he? That's right, I chose he because Rex is a boy, and so we have to replace a noun with a pronoun that is in the same gender. So because Rex is male, we chose the masculine pronoun he. All right, there are many different pronouns, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed looking at chart F. We are going to go through them, and I'm going to teach you some songs and some ways to remember the different types of pronouns. But this is a lot, and this is a chart that you will come back to over and over again. So it's not something to just go home and sit down and memorize. We're going to go through it, and you will end up knowing all of it, but it's going to be over the course of some time. So when you're looking at chart F, you'll notice that at the top we have what are called personal pronouns. So these include the nominative, objective, possessive, and reflexive. And then on the bottom half of the chart, we have other. And those are going to be the ones that are not personal pronouns. So to start, we're going to look at the nominative pronouns. Does anyone remember what the nominative means? That's right, it's a subject or subjective. So they are used as subjects and predicate nominatives, which we will learn later. And if you look at the column on the left, we can see the nominative pronouns. Okay, so we'll read through those, and here's a little chant to help us remember.
Nominative pronouns, nominative pronouns. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Nominative pronouns, nominative pronouns. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they.
So at the bottom of the column, you'll see that they have a blank and then a couple of words in each of the columns. And this is just the test. So if the pronoun will fit into that blank, then you know that it's a nominative pronoun. So if we were to say, I will go, it makes sense. But if I was to say, me will go, that doesn't make sense. And so that is not a nominative pronoun. Yep, so that's our test. So each one has a test, and each nominative pronoun will have attributes. So it's either going to be singular or plural, first, second, or third, male, female, or neutral, or neuter, sorry. Then so the different attributes of the noun. So then we look at the objective. So these are used as direct objects, indirect objects, and objects of the preposition. So what are the objective pronouns? That's right. They are me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. All right, so the way that they have the test at the bottom, they say Tom saw blank. And so that could be Tom saw me, Tom saw him, but it wouldn't make sense if it was Tom saw mine or Tom saw I. Another way that you can check the objective pronoun and whether or not it is an objective pronoun is you can put any preposition in front of it. So because it can be the object of a preposition, any preposition will work if you have those all memorized. So you could say about me, about you, about him. Okay. Oh, and you can also use a Cookie Monster voice to remember the objective. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. And the next one is the possessive. So what does it mean if you possess something? That's right, you own it. So we have two different types of possessive pronouns that show ownership or possession. Okay, so they are in columns 3, sorry. Sorry guys. In columns 3 and 4 on chart F. All right, so possessive pronouns answer the questions, whose is this? And you can read them in column 3. So they are mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, yours, theirs. Okay, and they are going to answer the question of whose is it. So it's mine, it's yours. The car in the question confirmation at the bottom is the car is blank. So the car is mine, the car is yours, the car is his, etc. And then we have possessive pronoun adjectives. So this can get tricky when you're labeling your sentences because these are pronouns, but they're acting as an adjective. So these are my, your, his, her, its, our, your, their. And they're going to come in front of a noun. So it could be my teddy bear, her book, your shirt, things like that. And the test is that is blank's car. Okay. And then the next one is reflexive. So what do you think of when you hear reflexive? I think of reflecting. So it's reflecting back on the subject. So they show that the action affects the subject. So let's look at the list. It's myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. So they all end in self or selves, and you can use the test saw, or name a subject, saw blank. So Mary saw herself, or Tom saw himself. It's like you're looking at a mirror and you're reflecting the pronoun back onto the subject. Okay, and then we have our other. And this is another section of pronouns that aren't personal. So they're not going to be feminine, masculine, or neuter. They're not going to have, they're just not personal. They're not going to be used as a subject or object of the preposition, etc. So these are listed on the bottom of the chart. And the first one is demonstrative. So those are this, that, these, those. So this is my monster. That is my monster. These are my monsters. Those are my monsters. And then next we have the interrogative. And the interrogative pronoun represents something that is unknown and it is used in a question. And they are
who, whom, whose, which, what. Who, whom, whose, which, what, Who, whom, whose, which, what. Who, whom, whose, which, what.
Okay. And then next we have the indefinite, and this is a long list, and we have a song to go along with it, and that is To Frosty the Snowman.
Indefinite pronouns, all, another, any, anybody, anyone, anything, both, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, few, many, more, most, neither, nobody, none, one, other, several, some, somebody, someone, and such. Indefinite pronouns, all, another, any, anybody, anyone, anything, both, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, few, many, or most, neither, nobody, none, one, other, several, some, somebody, someone, and such.
All right, and then we have the relative pronouns. And a relative pronoun introduces an adjectival subordinate clause. That's a mouthful, and we will get to it later in week 13. So the list of those are who, whom, whose, whoever, whomever, that, which, what, whatever. And there is overlap between the relative pronouns and the interrogative pronouns, so it's a little bit of a different list just to keep it from being too confusing. So relative pronouns are who, whom, whose, whoever, whomever, that, which, what, whatever. Who, whom, whose, which, that, whomever, whoever, what, whatever. All right, so pronouns are a huge and complicated group, but we use them all the time. So we are going to touch on them throughout, and we're going to do a little bit of hide and seek with chart F. So I want you to find for me what is third person, singular, neuter, objective. It. Very good. Next, we're going to find the second person, plural, possessive pronoun, adjective. Good, it's your. Third person, plural, reflexive, themselves. First person, plural, possessive pronoun. Ours. Good. And last one. Third person, singular, masculine, nominative. Good. He. Alrighty. So on chart A, we have our 4 sentence purposes. Last week we introduced which 2 sentence purposes? Does anybody remember? That's right, declarative and exclamatory. And let's see. And can anyone tell me what the difference is between them? Since I popped the answer up, you have at least one of them. The declarative makes a statement and ends in a period. And the exclamatory expresses emotion and ends in an exclamation point. Okay, so today we are going to be zooming in on the imperative purpose. Can you tell me what the imperative purpose does? That's right, it expresses a command. Does anyone remember where else we heard imperative in the charts? That's right, it is on chart C, which is our verb chart, and it is one of the 3 verb moods. All right, so let's look at the sentence. Kyle copied the chart. What is the purpose of this sentence? That's right, it's declarative. And how do we know? It has a period and makes a statement. How do we make it exclamatory? That's right, we change the end mark, and we're going to change the emphasis of when we say it. We're going to say, Kyle copied the chart. So now if I wanted to tell someone other than Kyle to copy the chart, how would I do that? That's right, I would say copy the chart. Okay, so let's compare the sentences. Kyle copied the chart versus copy the chart. What tense is copied? What do you notice about the verbs? That's right, copied became copy. So what tense is copied? That's right, it's the past tense. And what tense is copy? It's present tense. So in imperative, verbs will always be in the present tense. So even if I say copy the chart tomorrow, the verb is still present tense. It just feels like it's future because I put tomorrow into the sentence. So let's look at the subjects of the sentence. So Kyle copied the chart versus copy the chart. What is the subject of the declarative sentence? That's right, it's Kyle. What is the subject of the imperative? When you look at it, it doesn't really look like there is one, but the subject of an imperative sentence is always implied you. Okay, so time to practice. I went to the store, so we're going to change declarative sentences into imperative sentences. So instead of saying I went to the store, I could say go to the store. Dad washed the dishes. How could we make that imperative? That's right, wash the dishes. Harper jumped on the trampoline. Jump on the trampoline. Addie is doing her schoolwork. Do your schoolwork. Very nice. Okay, and we will be back with the analytical tasks on a separate video.